Good morning. I hope you guys are having a good morning so far. I wanted to do a quick video. Ingrid asked a really good question, and so I want to do a quick video so I can walk you guys through it. So as you're doing IXL, you are practicing converting fractions into decimals, and I did a video on that. However, I didn't mention what do you do if you get a fraction. I think this is the one that she gave me, that does not have a 10 or a 100 as the denominator. Okay, and this is where you're going to have to use some of your previous skills when it comes to fractions. We know that we have to get that denominator to be either a 10 or a 100 or 1,000 in order to convert it to a decimal. So this is where you will have to find an equivalent fraction. So the 81 right here, this can stay the same, okay? So this, we're just going to keep that the same. We're not changing that. But the 2/5, let's do the math over here. Remember, the way that you find an equivalent fraction is by either multiplying or dividing by a fraction that equals 1. And a fraction that equals 1 is always the same on the top and the bottom. In this case, I can't divide. I can't divide by anything to get a smaller fraction. That just does not work. Okay? So that means that I am going to have to multiply in order to get a 10 or a 100 as a denominator. So I'm going to multiply by a certain fraction. And you know what? I want to get a denominator of 10. Okay? Now be careful, because on IXL they may say something about what would this fraction or what would this mixed number be as tenths. They might be specific. If they are, then you need to make sure you follow the directions. But if not, you can choose. So if I were to take 5 times something, what would that digit be to get me to 10? Well, we know that 5 times 2 equals 10. Therefore, the numerator has to be a 2 as well, and 2 times 2 is 4. Okay? So, that means that my new mixed number is going from 81 and 2/5 to 81 and 4/10. They are equivalent. Okay? They are the same. And now I'm going to find the equivalent decimal for 81 and 4/10. So if this is my decimal, looks like a comma there. If that's my decimal, that means that the 81 goes on this side because we're talking about 81 wholes. Okay, so like 81 whole pizzas. And then on this side, since we're talking about tenths, that means we're only going to have one place. And there are 4/10. So we've got 81 whole pizzas and then 4/10 of a pizza. And that is what you have to do if your denominator, once again, is not already a 10 or a 100 or a 1,000. All right? Thanks for the question, Ingrid.